Hello everyone, this is Nicholas Guillermo with Activism Truth, and this video is about the right to recall the governor of Florida. There's been a lot of talk about the current governor, Rick Scott, and how Republicans alike with Democrats agree that he needs to be replaced. Well, it's kind of ironic because it is his second term, and regardless, it's the end of his term. So it's really just a lot of rhetoric you hear from the Republican Party about how he needs to be replaced. But, they're just basically saying they need somebody who's a little bit more neoconservative than Rick Scott. Rick Scott was charged with fraud before he got elected, and it's really surprising that he even got elected. Right after he got elected, he was pushing for a mandate on doing mandated drug checks on all government employees, like teachers, and this is going to cost the state a lot of money. And it just so happened that his wife happened to run a company that does drug testing in the state that was going to get the contract. And it's just insane. But regardless that it's Rick Scott's final term, and regardless that he needs to be kicked out, who are we going to replace him with, really? We know that the Democrats and Republicans are going to be pushing for their corporate candidates, and we're going to be given limited choices as to who to vote for. And the voting system isn't really that fair. There's not really a tangible voting count system. I think that it's a wonderful campaign that is available to us, and everyone should sign the petition. But there's a lot of other campaigns that need to be put into place along with this, like tangible ballots. We need to have the right to nominate our own candidates, and statewide instant runoff voting would be fantastic. I mean, that would stop this whole idea of the spoiler vote effect that is keeping very qualified independents from getting on the ballot because people are too afraid that if they vote for a third party, it's going to force the other party to have a victory. Well, instant runoff voting was put into place in the city of Sarasota, Florida, by popular vote. A fellow I know named Anthony Lorenzo was responsible for that. He alone collected most of the signatures for that campaign. And, it's just amazing what individuals can do if they really put their minds to it. I'd like to see, more cities put into place. But I say we might as well go for the gold and just shoot for statewide initiatives, because really with the internet technology we have today and the whole campaign underway with Activism Truth to have a permanent ballot access network, we can go for the full Monty and get a statewide ballot access network organized, which is essentially a critical mass of the amount of voters necessary to qualify initiatives already organized. It's going to be composed of people who care about our future, who are opposed to the corporatist state, who would like to see thriving local economies rather than big corporate handouts to globalist organizations, less Walmart, more mom and pop shops, that sort of thing. We want to see, a government that really represents the people. And, having the right to recall a governor is a very important right. It means, today any governor can get in office that can do a horrible job, and we the people have no ability to even kick them out in the state of Florida. Some states have this right, but Florida is not one of them. We do, however, have the right to direct citizens' initiative. So the campaign that is available for you today is the campaign to sign a petition for a ballot initiative that the voters would then vote on at the next election that would give the people of Florida the right to recall governors in the future. And the recall process would be just another ballot access process, just like the process necessary to qualify the initiative for the right to recall. If that passes, the people could then start circulating petitions to recall the governor, any governor they want in the future. And when enough voters sign that petition, about 5% of the people who voted in the last election, we will then have the ability to see it on the ballot and vote for it. And we will hear arguments from both sides, from the governor's point of view and from his advocates and from the opponents. So people will have true direct democracy and the ability to actually stop corruption in government by going for the head of the snake, to just kick those politicians out of office. And I think it's probably one of the most effective ways of holding them accountable. Because when they know that we can kick them out, and then petitions are circulating because of policy that they're not supporting or policy that they are supporting, that we can quickly get them to change their mind. We're also going to, again, have to take into account that we need to replace them with somebody. So the right to have nomination should go along with this campaign, and the right to have a type of ranked choice voting, what we call instant runoff voting, would be very effective. It will also save the state a lot of money if there are close calls on the ballot counts. And tangible voting, I think, is by far one of the most important initiatives we can get behind, because at the end of the day, if the election is rigged because we have electronic voting machines and no oversight, which tends to be the case, and we know about the voter fraud that has happened in Florida, where there's been just incompetence and compliance, and like the police department, blocking voters from getting to the polls. I mean, it's insanity. But you can hear about how the ballots were purged, and they were kicking out all the black voters in Florida. I mean, there's so much evidence out there about voter fraud in Florida. So if you join Activism Truth, if you go to the website, activismtruth.com, and you click on the state archives link, and then you go and you see the state of Florida, and you click on Florida, it'll take you to the Florida page, give you a little understanding of what I'm working on doing for the state. You'll see a list of the campaigns that are currently available and a list of campaigns that I also suggest people get behind. And you just enter your email in the submission box there, and I will contact you back, and I'll send you the actual petitions you request. They are freely available at the Secretary of State's website, but to have the most effect, to accomplish our goals, it really makes a lot more sense to simply join the network. Because when you join what I'm working on here, this ballot access network, again, we can work towards what I call permanent ballot access, and we can really solve the problems of government. We can reach a critical mass, and we can put any initiatives on the ballot that we want. And most importantly, if we fail, we have the ultimate contingency plan. If we fail to get the amount of signatures we need in time, at least with all the organizing that we've done in the meantime, at the next round, the next time we seek to qualify the initiative, we can simply resend out the petitions to everybody, and it could be qualified in a very short amount of time, like over a weekend. I'll send you the PDF file. You can just print it out from your home computer, 8.5 by 11. Sign it. Get your friends, families, associates, to sign it. You can send it out to others through the email. But it's going to be most effective when you join the growing critical mass I'm working on. You submit your email and join the independent forum. You should join the Facebook group. You can link me on Skype and talk with me directly, and we can start to strategize. If you have a few hours a week, perhaps, we can really get some things done. And I know a lot of people out there are good people. They want to do something important. They do a lot of blogging, which is great. They probably post articles on social networking sites, but it's not enough. We need to get people involved directly. We can't just talk about the problems. We need to actively participate in the solutions. And that's the difference between what I'm doing and what a lot of other groups are doing. There's a lot of groups out there that do lobbying, and they preach to the politicians about what they want them to represent. But if politicians are already paid off, this doesn't really help. So, ballot access and ballot initiatives give people real solutions. It allows the people to bypass the corruption in government and become a fourth system of checks and balances, and through a popular vote, pass our own legislation into law. So educate yourself about this process. Go to activismtruth.com right now and join me in the conversation. Join others in the conversation. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give it a thumbs up if you love freedom and liberty and you want to see your rights protected and you want to see an end to corruption in government. And there's so many ways that you can help out, so contact me directly. I really look forward to your comments and suggestions. Thanks for watching this video, and I will be releasing many more about how we can make changes in Florida State and other states across the nation. So join Activism Truth. Thank you.